What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another Fjordur video for you all today. And today, guys, we are taking a look at Steinbjorn, the icy world boss found in Yodenheim. Now, guys, in order to get to Yodenheim, you can go through the portal room or you can hold down R and get the realm teleportation if you've got it enabled on your server. Nonetheless, the location you are looking for is 7731. You'll know it by the giant lake that's pretty much around it. Once you find the giant lake, you'll know you're in the right area. And all you need to do is make your way inside the cave. Now, Yodenheim is ridiculously cold. You can see here we currently have a snowflake. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got an otter on your shoulders. You want to make sure that you've got some decent fur armor. You don't want primitive. Primitive won't let you survive here. So we've got a bit of a mixed little bag here. You also want to make sure that you've got some fortitude pumped as well, as that'll also help you survive. And I've also brought a dire bear because they once again provide you with extra insulation. It's crazy how cold it gets in Yodenheim, so you want to make sure that you're prepared because that will be your biggest killer. Now, as for the preparation for fighting Steinbjorn, you want to make sure that you've got medical brews and gigas, as well as grapples. Grapples are going to be key to getting out of the cave as well as surviving if you need to. And a Fjordhawk, just in case you die. So that's what I would recommend bringing to Steinbjorn. Now, in terms of defeating Steinbjorn, oh my god, is he hard. Honestly, he's probably harder than like the Brood Mother, the Megapithecus, and the Dragon, to be honest. He takes reduced damage due to him being a stone bear. And the only way I have found so far to deal actual decent damage to him is with Gigas and Rock Elementals. They will be your main bulk of what you want to deal damage with for Steinbjorn. Now, I would recommend Gigas over Rock Elementals because Rock Elementals are a pain in the ass to tame up in comparison to Gigas. As well as that, stagger your Gigas. You want to have some in your inventory alongside with you because Steinbjorn does have area of effect attacks. Trust me, he is really tough. So I've tested literally every other dino. Velonosaurs, Shadowmanes, Dainonicuses, and nothing deals damage in comparison to the Gigas. He has 300k health. He's a big, chunky, beefy boy. Now, you can grapple up to some of these cliffs up the top here and throw out Velonosaurs and use rocket launchers and whatnot, but you're going to need a shit ton of resources for rocket launchers, and Velonosaurs only deal about 50 damage per spindle shot. So it's going to take you a very long time to whittle him down. Obviously, if you've got multiple tribes and players here doing it with multiple Velonosaurs, you might make yourself have an easier time. But Gigas are honestly the best way to go. Spend some time getting a pair of Gigas, breeding them. Any extras that you have, chuck them in towards Steinbjorn because he's absolutely ridiculous. So without further ado, let's get into it. We don't have creative mode active, so we're doing this fully legit. Let's activate that. We're going to run out this way. Make sure you run out quickly because he can spawn in on top of you and trap you in place. But it will also spawn in rubble golems. So we're going to get our Gigas to attack, and you'll see the damage that he does and the damage that our Gigas does. Giga rushing is honestly your best strategy here because he has huge area of effect attacks, and you just want to kill him as fast as possible. Gigas are the way to go. I would not recommend using anything else. You can use rock elementals, but Gigas are much faster, much stronger, and they will attack and deal more damage. You can see here, he is taking the damage. And yeah, Giga's 100% the way to go for Steinbjorn. For like Hadean Skull, you can use other stuff like Rexes and Dainonicuses and all that sort of stuff. But Steinbjorn, you need Gigas because the Gigas bypass his natural armor. So for example, right, let me just spawn in a Rex real quick. You can see all the testing that we've done. I've done it with Thylers, I've done it with freaking Magmasaurs, everything. I've tested everything. Right, we get the Rex in here and you will actually be able to see the Rex's damage. Now, granted, the Rex doesn't have any extra bonus levels or anything like that, but you can see there, the Rex is hitting for 13 damage. 13 damage. That's what you're going to be hitting for with pretty much anything else. In terms of damage, the Rock Elemental was next. It was hitting for about 400 damage with its primary attack. After the Rock Elemental, it was the Magmasaur hitting for about 165 damage with its primary attack. And then, believe it or not, after the Magmasaur, it was the Arthropleura. I literally tested everything. The Arthropleura was dealing the second most damage. It was dealing like 120 damage because of its acid attack. So you definitely want to Giga Rush Steinbjorn. It looks like the Gigas have done a good job of trapping him in place, actually. This is going much better than anticipated. When I was testing him, rubble golems were coming out of the ground every 5 seconds, and he was using his area of effect attack to kill everything. But you can see here, the Gigas just wreck the rubble golems. The rubble golems also take reduced damage, which is, once again, why you want to use the Gigas for. Giga Russian, this guy is 100% the way to go. So, and like I said, you don't want to throw all your Gigas out at once. Try and stagger them if you can. I would probably throw out 5 or 6 of them and then hold on to the rest. But just like that, Steinbjorn is dead. Oh, man. Trust me, the testing it took to figure out it was Gigas did take me quite a long time. You get some decent blueprints from him. The main thing as well that you want to make sure when you're in Yodenheim is to make sure that you are warm enough. Have med brews at the ready, have decent fur armor, have a really strong otter, and keep near your dire bear so that you don't freeze to death. As well as that, have high fortitude. But guys, that is how you go about defeating Steinbjorn. You can see here, our Gigas have been half health. They've got 20k HP and they've taken about 9k damage from him. And that was just one of them. Let's just drop all this shit. So I'd heavily recommend Giga Rushing. You can see here, this one's below half HP. Like, our Gigas took a beating. He is really strong. Nonetheless, though, that is how you go about defeating Steinbjorn. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you found it useful. Trust me, do not use anything else. I cannot reiterate that enough. I have tested pretty much every single creature on the Ark list. Gigas are the way to go. Nonetheless, guys, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.